Today, Precarious plays
Deus Ex, Human Revolution.
Okay, a lot of important philosophical questions there. But I'm always, for better or worse, on the side of letting everybody know everything. So...
Well, this is the ultimate choosing.
Okay, but let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you lie to people, it never goes the way that you think it's going to go. Okay? So either lie is not going to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cave the place in, the same mistakes will be made again.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing to do, and the worst thing to do, really the only thing to do, is to just tell everybody everything and let them sort themselves out. That's how I feel about it. And she's like, do you feel like you have the strength to make the decision about the whole world? Do you feel like you're qualified? And it's like, no. So everyone needs to be working on this problem together and fighting and freaking out about it.
So...
One person should push out the knowledge.
So the new plan is the old plan. Darrow's message.
Yeah.
All right. So is that your choosing? Your choosing is locked in.
I mean, yeah, do you think it's stupid?
Well, before I press it,
The only other one I considered was letting the ocean just flow in over this place.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. I need you to confirm that you've committed to that. So I'm not trying to persuade you. I just want to tell you what I did the first time I played.
Yeah, I think that we have worked. We're in an individual position to be a person that was able to gather all of this knowledge, and it is like I feel a moral obligation to give it out for people to do something with. Whether it kills everyone on the planet or not. Like, it's not going to be good, but none of these are going to be good, so we're going to go with the truth. I confirm that. Yes, that's what I want to do.
Okay, so the first time I played the game, I walked down that hallway.
Yeah.
And flooded the place.
Yeah.
Because I was under the mistaken impression that a non-trivial percentage of the Illuminati body, that naughty body, was in the facility, so it would make a dent in that organization.
So it would like help eradicate some of the problem.
The problem actors.
Yeah.
Right? And also it felt... It felt like getting rid of Hugh Darrow and Taggart. I felt guilty about Adam and a lot of the people here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I flooded the facility the first time. The next time I played, my opinion changed, and I decided to tweak things to support Seraph's vision.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
In the sequel, canonically, they sort of allude to and respect a lot of these decisions simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's an attempt to, one, they're trying to not invalidate any decision that was made here.
Mm-hmm.
And two, they are also frustratingly, and I think it was very purposeful, they are absolutely trying to invalidate every decision that was made here.
Well, yeah, here's one thing that I would like to say is that the reason that the other, like, my second choice would be let's flood this place, but if it's not Hugh Darrow, it's going to be Lou Farrow in 6 months. Like, someone else is going to have this idea and be like, that sounds like a good idea. You know,
if it's not someone in the Illuminati, it's going to be somebody in its sequel, the Tuminati.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's no getting rid of these thought shapes in humanity. So it's better just to give everybody the information and let them react.
But even that, I don't think that the information is successfully distributed.
Of course it wouldn't be.
It's interfered with or combated too much. Honestly, I think what feels most strongly in line with the sequel is the Taggart option, because augmented individuals are forced into slums. Production facilities like limb clinics lie abandoned in the sequel. It's hard to have them maintained. It seems difficult to get neuroprazine. Yeah, they're in a bad place. So that, honestly, the one option that we haven't discussed feels like the most... it feels like that way of thinking most impacted the sequel. And I kind of wonder if they knew. And that's why they did it. Because they're trying to explore the option that was most confrontational to the majority of players. And before we continue, because there's a cutscene and then there's credits. Does this irk you at all?
What, the 3 buttons thing?
Well, yeah, well, 3.5. There's another button. Let's go take a. You know what? Actually, I don't want to.
Don't do it.
I don't want that door to close behind me.
There is a 3rd button situation. I wanted to say though about the tweaking it to say that the neuroprazine was messed up.
Yeah.
That seems like it would. They present it like it would result into things that the world needs, but I don't buy it. And the fact that you're talking about all of these terrible consequences that happen in the next game are exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, no, if we say that, yeah, maybe we'll get regulations, but an entire class of people is going to totally get screwed over in the short term.
I would say, this is always a difficult subject to talk about because it's immediately a suspicious thing to say. Okay,
Yeah.
let's frame the scene nicely while we talk about this. Yeah, let's get real low to the floor. I don't lie often.
Yeah.
But I would say that when I do, I'm a much bigger fan of it than you are. And I mean, not in the sense of you judging me for lying. I'm saying you lying yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and I'm lazy.
You don't like lying.
I don't like deception because it's just, it's so much trouble, and it never gets you where you want to go.
But that's not true. I don't agree with that. I think that's a misapplication of a useful tool.
Look, if you lie about how nice someone's hair looks in a particular situation, and like that's a small thing, but it's so much work to upkeep anything substantial that would make enough of a difference.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it honestly sort of stems from dungeon mastering.
Yeah.
Just telling stories for the benefit of the group. That's what it comes down to. There was something else. Oh, but a lot of people were dissatisfied with this. I think it was referred to sort of flippantly as like the Endotron.
Yeah.
Like the Endotron 3000. Because you walk in here and you press a button and the world changes. I think that it's perfect. And I think that it is perfect because a specter of human consciousness, an artificial intelligence, a synthetic person, a ghost from, or well, not a ghost, that's a different concept, but a kind of god from a machine is guiding the choice and presenting the option.
Yeah, this doesn't bother me at all. It's on the box.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I don't like it usually narratively, but the game is called 3 buttons in the end. Like it's on the box. Okay?
honestly,
this is what I signed up for. This is the experience I ordered.
I feel like the only way it could have been any more on point is if there had just been one big monitor.
Yeah.
And it had been lowered down into the room.
Yeah, like Greek show style. Greek tragedy style.
Right, because like
that's what it's from. It's perfect.
That's how it's always been described to me. I don't know if there's a strong historical basis for that or if it was just lying to tell a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the god from the machine. It's like they would literally
lower down a god,
an actor playing a deity,
and they'd be like, "Nope,
with a pulley
over."
And now I will resolve everything, and we will either make it a tragic ending, or we will recontextualize the play by either making it a comedy or a tragedy, depending on how I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Middle buttons, though, and I stand by that. I can understand why people would choose other ones, except for I can't, and it's the middle button.
This is the only right option. And if you pick the any other button, I appreciate it. I respect it. You can be wrong on your own time.
No, these are all wrong buttons. Like, you get that, right? Like, none of these are good. It's like, let's push this button and let the world naturally tear itself apart. Let's push the other button and skew things into a strange way and let the world unnaturally tear itself apart. Oh, let's skew things this way and let people unnaturally tear themselves apart. Let's sink the whole place and hope that no one finds out while the world mysteriously tears itself apart. It's not
okay. I
good.
guess we're not going to the ending yet because I don't want to accidentally push it, but I'm gonna look at it. That's why the second time I played through, I picked Hugh Darrow's thing because I thought about it and I thought I like Adam. I think Adam would have died without augmentation technology, or his life would have been miserable without it. And this is selfish, but just focusing on Adam and thinking that is one person that I know got a new lease on life because of augmentation technology. I think that ultimately, if I have to choose between a world that is suspicious of augments and knows about has strong evidence of a controlling body, or a world where people hate augments and augmented individuals, or a world that just has Adam and a bunch of other troubled but brilliant people removed from it. I think that the option where it's like, you know what, unfettered, unregulated, augmented technology, that'll help somebody eventually, probably.
Yeah.
Let's get 2 or 3 more atoms in the world, and that's probably worth it.
Well, and I have to say, I keep like rethinking everything. I'm still sticking with the same button, but when I think about sinking the facility, which is my second favorite choice, that's just stalling.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's not good. I'd be like, well, at least I don't have to deal with it in my lifetime. That's all that is. That's just like starting a new countdown timer for the same types of ideas and people to show back up again.
I know what to do.
What?
Here, this is what happens. So, if I turn invisible, no one can prove that we pressed the button.
If you do this, the unadulterated truth in Darrow's confession may well convince mankind to cast all science and technology aside, to ensure that future generations grow up free and whole.
Yes.
Are you sure this is your choice?
We don't have to be invisible.
I think it's nice and poetic that it ran out